Meteorologist Josh Johns here with what you need to know heading into the weekend, because we got a lot of changes weather-wise. A cold blast of Arctic air coming to central Texas and the Brazos Valley. It's going to be in the form of an Arctic cold front. So until Saturday, you're going to be okay. Saturday is when the changes come in. Here's that timing for you. By late afternoon Saturday, this Arctic front rolls into some of our northern counties, so likely before 5, 6 o'clock. You're waiting until that 5, 6 o'clock or thereafter time frame for Waco, Temple, Killeen, areas from Fairfield all the way west to San Saba, and eventually the front rolls through the Brazos Valley later on in the evening. The cold front, once it rolls through, will bring some big changes. We'll go from 60s to 30s. North winds around 15 to 25 miles per hour as that Arctic air spills in. So you want to winterize your house before that happens. You can see how this plays out here on Future Track. The high clouds we're dealing with Friday, get out of here. We'll have a light freeze Saturday morning, but it's just a light freeze. Being the pets and the plants, don't have to worry about the pipes for that one, but you will have to get your pipes fixed before this cold front rolls through on Saturday. Before that happens, we'll be in the mid-60s, so a beautiful day to do those last-minute preps. Look how fast temperatures fall before then. 20s and 30s roll in by potentially as early as Saturday at 10 o'clock, and that front continues to spill that cold air south to where almost everyone's below freezing before Sunday morning, with central Texas sitting in the 20s. It'll be a cloudy, cold day on Sunday. I know a lot of you are going to be watching the Cowboys game. You'll likely do it indoors because those temperatures will be in the 20s. And look what happens by Sunday evening. This is what we'll have to watch. All this purple showing up there, that's freezing rain and sleet mixing in, potentially falling across central Texas and the Brazos Valley. And I think we'll see that activity increase later on as we get into the overnight hours and into your Monday morning, potentially lingering into Monday during the middle of the day before everything clears out. Once it clears out, the coldest air settles in. We'll be talking about lows Tuesday morning that'll be in the teens. Monday morning could start out near 20. Tuesday morning will be in the teens. Tuesday, we're still below freezing, and we won't warm above freezing until we get into Thursday. So you could spend a total of around 72 to maybe even more hours below freezing. That's a hard freeze and why you need to protect those pipes. I mentioned that threat of freezing rain and sleet. We have potential ice accumulations that could set up from this. It all depends on how cold we get in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, but the potential is there for up to 1/10 of an inch of accumulation across most of central Texas. I'm more worried about our northeastern counties. That's where maybe you see close to an eighth. That's where you could see some travel issues across the area. You'll have to watch for slick spots during the day on Monday. Now, there is a caveat. If we can get that precipitation type to change from freezing rain to sleet, that's how we could lower some of those accumulations. And let me show you how that could happen. A lot of times when you see us talking about weather on your TV, we're talking about what's happening down in the surface. And in this case, as we get into the overnight hours, Sunday night into Monday, we're going to be in the 20s at the surface. But when it comes to winter weather forecasting, we not only have to look at the surface, we have to look at the entirety of the atmosphere. And in this case, we're going to be looking at temperatures that are a good 10 alicos on top of each other or so, getting into the middle layers of the atmosphere, and even further up to about 4,500 feet. Up there, temperatures will be well above freezing, closer to, say, 39. In the middle of the atmosphere will be around 32. You would think that that would freeze a lot of this, but since we're only going to be hovering very near 32, a lot of this will be falling as rain until we get down closer to the surface. And that's where it could freeze on contact as freezing rain. This is what creates that black ice. If we can get this layer here to be a little colder, and some models have that, we can turn that freezing rain into sleet and lower some of those ice accumulations. The problem is we probably won't know what this layer and this layer look like until we get a little closer to the event, and in some cases, maybe even as the event is happening. And that's why we've got to look at the entire atmosphere when we're talking about forecasting those ice totals and the type of precipitation we could see. Because if it gets below freezing up here, and here, we could be talking about snow. That's likely not to happen, but it could. That's why we've got to watch it this entire weekend. The other side of the coin is going to be the very cold air that spills in. Look at these wind chills that will be setting up. By Tuesday morning, we could see wind chills below zero. We could also see them Monday morning, but Tuesday is going to be the coldest. This is stuff you don't want to be outside in. So if you can wait until the sun comes up to get going, that's going to be your better day for Tuesday. And even during the day on Tuesday, it's still going to feel like the teens with temperatures that will be in the 20s. So frigid cold coming to Central Texas. Here's how you could prepare for that. Our Dominique Lay has more.
As this cold weather persists, a local hardware store is walking us through some ways you can winterize your home. Let's check it out.
Okay, the very first thing we have at our store, Circle Hardware and Lumber, is ice melt. Just sprinkle it all around your steps, where you walk out of the house, maybe in front of where you get in your car, anywhere you're likely to step. You want to put this for protection.
Protection against slipping on ice. All right, well, let's go ahead and head inside.
Okay, come right in.
Norma Dagley manages Circle Hardware, and she put everything to protect your pipes from freezing up front.
We've got our faucet covers here, of course. The least expensive ones are these styrofoam ones. Then we've got the hard ones. Then for your outdoor pipes and your attic pipes, we've got the pipe insulation.
And these are really inexpensive.
They're very inexpensive. They go from $2.19 to $2.99. So that's a very small investment, takes a very small investment of time, but you get a big return because your pipes won't freeze.
Other things you can pick up to keep your home warm: heaters, door and window sealers, and to help keep your plants and pets warm, you can pick up a heat lamp. I even purchased a few things to help get my place ready for a chill. Thank you. I got some foam window sealant to help me seal my windows. So we're gonna go ahead and measure how much I need. Looks like about right here. And we go ahead and attach it. And just like that, weatherproof. Now let's head outside. So I've got this pipe cover here, and I've already cut it to fit the size of my pipe, and I just slide it on. After you have your home ready for the cold, it's a good idea to prepare your car. According to AAA, you should get your battery tested. To make scraping ice off your windshield easier, you can add repellent like Rain-X or Ice and Frost Shield. Do not pour hot water on icy windows. This will cause them to crack. AAA also says to maintain proper tire pressure and to keep your gas tank at least half full. You should also prepare an emergency kit with jumper cables, an emergency phone set up with important contact numbers, blankets, water, and a flashlight with extra batteries. A few things to remember when we're talking about these cold weather temperatures are the 4 P's: people, pets, pipes, and plants.